afternoon, my name is Amanda, and welcome to The Den Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we're going to be figuring out what you will be known for or what will be your legacy. And if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to try to center your energy and focus in on piles number 1, 2, 3, or 4. And if more than one pile calls out to you, there may be a message in each pile for you. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below, and I also try to pin the timestamps as the top comment. So without delaying this any further, let's go ahead and give you a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, let's go ahead and find out what your legacy will be or what you will be known for. So we're going to go ahead and start with this Aquarius card, and this is the Innovator. So you yourself may be an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or have prominent placements in Aquarius or in the 11th house of your birth chart. That is the natural ruler where Aquarius likes to sit. So Aquarius is all about being, this says the innovator. So they are very innovative. They like to experiment and be rational, unique, liberal. They're really group-oriented and humanitarian. They kind of take a more standoffish approach. They don't really let their emotions run their life. They like to be analytical and thoughtful in what they're doing. They are very futuristic and eccentric and utopian, and they are just these cool beings. I like to call them the ascended beings that decided to reincarnate down here on Earth to help the humans figure out what the heck they are doing on this planet. And you may be one of them. You may be a starseed or a lightworker or a more evolved soul that decided to descend from your higher dimension to come here to help Earth figure out what the heck they are doing. And you are going to be known as someone who is very edgy even and disruptive at times, disruptive of the things that are meant to not be the way they are, like the systems in place. And I'm really getting strong indigo child vibes, and it's funny because you guys do have the indigo and crystal children card, and it says you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive, but I feel you yourself are that indigo, that crystal, that rainbow, or even blue-ray soul. And blue-ray souls are very highly advanced souls that are just here to make this world better and to completely, basically destroy the systems that are in place to make something better, that utopia that we're talking about with this Aquarius. So you are freaking awesome, we'll just put it that way, and you will be known for wanting to create a better world. And even if you don't have any placements within Aquarius, you can look where Aquarius sits in your birth chart. For instance, in my birth chart, Aquarius is in my 5th house, which your 5th house rules your children, romance, your creativity and passion. It's what Leo normally rules because I'm a Libra ascendant, so everything of mine is ass backwards, but we roll with it, it's cool. But you guys are also going to be known for your energy healing or energy work. Even if you are not an energy healer, just you being somewhere or people being by you, they feel like they are being healed. Maybe you're a good listener or someone who really, they feel like they can talk to and they feel listened to. They don't feel like you're just there. They feel like you are actually listening and that you actually care. But it says your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. So I feel many of you eventually will go into some sort of energy healing, even if you're just healing your own body and you're helping your family heal. And I just hear like you're healing childhood traumas and wounds within yourself and other people. So that could look like some sort of distance energy healing for some people, but for others of you that could be Reiki or massage therapy or something like that as well. Then you have the music card. It says your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. And if you're not somebody who actually makes music, music is still going to play a very big part of your life. Maybe you like to wear a lot of band t-shirts, and in my reading I just filmed, I was actually wearing my Kurt Cobain t-shirt. So I wear a lot of band t-shirts myself, but if you don't play music, it's still going to be a very important part of who you are and how people see you and the legacy that you leave behind. Maybe you work in the music industry in some way, or you're managing bands, or maybe you actually are a musician or an artist in the sound design of movies or something. You just are very good with sounds, and you're very receptive to sounds or turned off by sounds. So there could be certain types of music that just totally just grind your gears, and it's like nails on a chalkboard and you can't handle it. And I think for someone watching this, you cannot stand country music. That's just popping into my head. But then for others of you, maybe this is what you sing. Maybe you do sing country music. So I think that person who just absolutely despises country is maybe one or two people. But if you're not someone who makes music, music is still going to play a very integral role in your life and how people see you. Even when you're long gone from this planet, they'll remember you loved music or that you were really good at playing music. So then we have this new project card. It says, like a newborn baby, your actions are growing your idea into a reality. So people see you and will continue to see you, your legacy, as someone who has all these bright, awesome, innovative Aquarian type ideas. And whether you are creating new systems in the government, or you are writing books, or you are, I see someone like designing like a city garden or some sort of community garden or some sort of city block where you're redesigning it to be more self-sustaining and eco-friendly, something like that. And then some other people are like inventors, or you're gonna maybe come up with an idea on a better way to do something. Like I see someone wanting to grow like bamboo or hemp to make materials like plastics out of that, rather than using, fossil fuels to create plastics and things like that. So you're innovative in the way that you're creating things, but people are going to see you as someone who's always creating something, or maybe there's this one big thing that you create that is just going to be what people think of when they think of you when you're gone, or just moving into your future. I'm not saying you're going to die tomorrow. I'm like, this is so cryptic, but just on a life scale, on a lifetime scale, how are people going to see you? That's what your legacy is. So then we have the engineer card. The light attributes are ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing solutions to common dilemmas. So that innovator, you can't get any more cut and dry than that. You're an engineer. You want to engineer things and have the energy. You want to give that creative energy a practical expression. So you have all this creative energy. So people are going to see you as someone who's creative, and not just creative like you can look at a tree and draw it perfectly. You're not that kind of a creative. You're someone who's going to take, I'm seeing you like back in grade school and everybody's making the same project. For instance, you're drawing an owl and everybody's following along with what the art teacher's saying to do. But you, as that Aquarius or Aquarian energetic innovator, you're going to be making it more abstract or more, to your own taste, rather than trying to make a complete duplicate of what the teacher's doing. You're going to put your own spin on every single thing you do, and people already look up to that. They're like, how can this person be so extra and so cool and so like ahead of their time? I just see like you're ahead of your time. Maybe even your sense of style is really kind of futuristic or ahead of your time, or just really unique in some way, and people are going to remember you for that as well. So then we have the 67 here, the physical activity card. So they're going to see you as someone, you probably have a really athletic body or strive to have a really athletic appearance and a very graceful. I can just picture you like just really graceful with your movements. And for many of you, that could look like some sort of dance or even yoga, meditating, Tai Chi. Like you're someone who people see as a very spiritually inclined person as well. And for some of you, you may have played a sport in your past or even present. I'm seeing someone like being really good at softball. Maybe you went to college and you played college sports. So that's something people are going to remember you for as well. Or maybe in high school you were a dancer, or when people think of you, they remember that, oh, she was a dancer, or he was a gymnastics, whatever, and they just remember you as being someone very physically active and very physically fit. So then we have the Mystic card, of course. So the light attribute is revels in intimate union with the divine. So you have a meditator here. This Aquarius person's already completely off this planet in such a good way. You are just someone who is very tapped into, I'm saying like future timelines or futuristic. And of course, time is kind of, it's not linear. It's not the way we're taught that it is, but it's so hard for our human minds to wrap around the fact that time isn't linear, because we're like, of course it is. You're born, you grow up, and then you die. Like, you can see the progression of linear time. But you're somebody who can step out of that linear time and project your consciousness in the past, the present, obviously, and the future. You may even be someone who can do remote viewing. So if you don't even know what that is, maybe look that up, because I feel like you have a natural inclination to be able to do that. But people are just going to see you as someone who's very spiritual, very, again, ahead of your time, very tapped into something so far away from just the earth plane. And I think sometimes people, it's not like they're thinking, oh, they're crazy, they're out there. It's like they're out there, but it's like in a good way. Like, people are like, I wish I could be like that. I wish I could think bigger picture than what most people do. But this person, as in you are someone who just has this beautiful, bright mind that is so far ahead of your time, because I think you have lived in the future. You have lived in higher dimensions, and people can really pick that up about you. And you may also be a medium, or doing what I'm doing here with the tarot cards, someone that's very tapped in spiritually, that people just know that you're a very spiritual person. It's written all over you and your style and just the way you operate in the world. Then we have this number 9 card, dreams coming true. That 9 is that end of the cycle. So this tells me whatever hopes, wishes, desires, dreams, which your highest desires, at least in Vedic astrology, that is ruled by the natural 11th house, or Aquarius, already. So these two are perfect for each other. Whatever it is you incarnated, whatever dreams or vision you had for your life and the future, you will accomplish those things, and people will know you as someone who will go after their dreams, and not just go after them, but conquer them and make them something so beautiful and so just immersed in your everyday life. So you literally are living the dream. If you're not now, and you feel like, wow, that's out there, I'm barely scraping by as I go, remember, your life's not over. I mean, we could all die at any moment, but at the same time, we may have 20, 40, 80 years ahead of us. We just never know. So just know that if this isn't resonating right now, this is definitely stuff you're going to be doing in your future. So it's almost like the rest of your life is going to be the best of your life, is what I'm hearing. So it's like, you haven't quite, if this doesn't resonate yet, you haven't quite tapped into this innovator energy. Maybe you have here and there, but I'm feeling like eventually, as you grow into an older person, if that's your path, you're going to be known for someone who just takes any project and accomplishes it, takes any dream and conquers it, and you're just going to be known for so many cool things. You're just very high vibe and unique and awesome, and people love that about you. So I hope this resonated, and I hope that you will let me know below what you thought, and if you are this innovator already, let me know what you're doing. It's always fun to see what you guys are doing and what cool ways you're operating in the world. I absolutely love to hear from you. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's find out what your legacy will be, or what you will be known for. Okay, you guys did have an extra card pop out from this Archangel Gabriel deck, so I had to kind of totally re-examine the way I laid out group number 1. So let's go ahead and get into this. So the first card that's really standing out to me is this Libra card, the Idealist. And people are going to know you as that mediator, that person who is there to help people balance themselves, to help kind of that as a judge, like you're that judge that they can go to for advice, or that counselor. You're someone who's very harmonious and cooperative. You just want everyone to get along. I just hear, why can't we all just get along? You're someone who just wants the best for everyone, and you're very fair and aesthetically pleasing. Like the way you dress, kind of like group number 1 with their cool Aquarian energy. You guys are very unique in the way you dress and the way you present yourselves out in the world. I myself am a Libra ascendant, so I have just a little bit of a unique look about myself with this big red, curly, naturally curly hair. And, I stand out in a crowd, even if I don't want to at times, because I am very introverted. But, there are times when I want to dress kind of in cool patterns and just try to have another look, because I think I've had about the same look since I was probably 12 years old, because my mom would kill me if I dyed my hair. So that's a whole side tangent. But I feel like you guys are very you have these high aspirations and you just want the best for humanity, because Libra does rule that natural 7th house of partnerships and other people, and just wanting to have other people feel protected and wanted and needed and safe. You guys want people to feel safe. And you are someone who dishes out a lot of compliments, and you may yourself get a lot of compliments, but I think sometimes it's hard for you guys to accept those compliments. But you guys are definitely those people out there giving out awesome compliments, so keep that up, because that really makes people happy and brightens people's days. So then you have the support card. Your life purpose is fully supports you. So you are probably someone who will be very unhappy if you're working a job that you don't feel is your life purpose. So you may be my entrepreneurs or my more creative people who just can't work that 9 to 5, or it's really hard for you to enjoy your life if you're having to work corporate or 9 to 5. You guys are wanting to break the mold and make something different, because you have this destroyer card, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. So you guys, again, like group number 1, are those indigos, rainbows, crystals, and Blu-ray souls, and all the above, all the star seeds, all the light workers. You guys are here to make a difference and make this world different in such a good way. You guys literally chose to incarnate at this time to flip the script on this prison planet, as many people call it, or the ghetto of the universe. That's what a lot of, I think, other planets would call Earth, is the ghetto of the universe, because it's like Source wanted to know how far away from itself it could get, to forget that it is a piece of itself, and how far can you go away from the light? That's Earth. We are so far away from Source, God, Heaven, Earth. Earth, we are on Earth. At least some of us are. But Source wanted to experiment and see how far away it could get from the light without forgetting itself. And most of us have forgotten what we are, what we truly are, that piece of Source, that piece of God. But you are here to remind others, you are that piece of God, you are that piece of Source, and we are here to make a difference and shift the vibration of this Earth at this time to a higher consciousness and a more service to others rather than service to self. And you guys are living epitome of service to others as Libras. The Libra representation in this reading. So wherever Libra falls in your chart may be a very important part of your life. If you're a Libra ascendant, it's your personality, it's you. If you do have Libra in the 7th house, that could represent your spouse, or other people in your life are very giving as well. But you are just seen as Libra energy by other people. So you may have Sun, Moon, or Rising in Libra, or wherever Libra is in your chart, it's where people are drawn to you as, or at. People really are. So for instance, if Libra is your 10th house, which rules your career, people are very attracted to that Libra energy that you bring into your career. But then we have the practice card. It says polish your skills by practicing regularly. So if there's something you love, if there's something you're doing, I feel like you guys don't need a reminder to do the things you enjoy, the things you love, because I feel like you guys are doing that. You guys are like that living example of the way to operate in the world, and people really look up to you because you practice what you preach, is what I'm hearing. And you also, if there's something you want to learn, you practice it to the point where you become, I see you as this master of many trades. Like they call you the jack of all trades, master of none, but no, you are the jack of all trades, master of many. Like whatever it is you go after or practice or put your energy into, you accomplish such beautiful things with that. Because you have the success card. Congratulations, you did it. People see you as someone who's very successful. Even if you don't see yourself as very successful, just the way that your energy vibrates, people see success when they see you. And we have this perfectionism card as well, which polishing your creative project is fine, but don't allow perfectionistic fear to result in procrastination. So people may see you sometimes as someone who maybe puts off what they could do today for tomorrow, but at the same time, you're still getting that ish done. You're still doing it. And that perfectionism may be a bit of Virgo leaking into this Libra. So you may want to look where that Virgo-Libra cusp is, the two houses that are associated with that. That's going to be that fine line where people really hone in on your specific energy at. Then we have the Detective card. So the light attributes are great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. So you guys are my truth seekers, my truthers, my maybe even conspiracy theorists, if you want to put that label on it. That was meant to become a derogatory label for people who were trying to debunk the JFK assassination, and it was put out there by the CIA to try to get people to think those people were crazy. You have to just go along with the official narrative, and that's that. But people were asking questions because things just weren't lining up. And you are that detective energy. People see you as someone who's a detective, and that's the legacy you're going to leave is don't just take what's told to you or shown to you at face value. Do that investigation, do that digging. And this is very 8th house or Scorpio vibe as well. So you guys may yourself be Scorpios or have really prominent placements in the 8th house of your chart. So I see someone who has Mercury in the 8th house. It's like you want to dig up all the secrets of astrology, esoteric knowledge, the hidden things in life, conspiracy theories. And then you want to dig those up, and then you want to share them with everybody. You want to share that knowledge as far and wide as you can. That's how I see you. And then we have the number 66 here, the healing energy. And 66, that's that very maternal, 6s are that very maternal, loving energy, motherly energy. So people see you, whether you're a man or a woman, as someone who's very loving and giving and healing. And group number 1 also had the energy healing card. So there may be additional messages in group number 1 for you if you want to check that out. But healing is the name of the game for you guys. Just being you is healing this planet. You could be someone who's into energy healing and physically putting your hands on someone to heal them through Reiki, massage, even like a meditative state. You get in a meditative state and then you can do either distance healing or putting your hands on someone and healing them. And not just like of physical ailments. This could be healing them of their childhood traumas. So for some of you, this could look like you doing like QHHT, like quantum healing hypnosis therapy, or some form of therapy in that realm, like a spiritual healer or spiritual therapist in some way. Then we have the giving and receiving card. Again with the 6s, don't be afraid, 666. If you look up the true meaning of 666, it's actually very beautiful. It's just been kind of bastardized by the elites or the Satanists or whatever you want to call those people to be something that it's not. They're trying to basically take the energy of what that number represents to cultivate that power for themselves. But you can take that same energy and not be a Satanist. You're not a Satanist just because you look up what 666 means, the more spiritual. Look up the angel number 666 or the spiritual meaning of 666, because those are the only numbers you have here. 3 6s. So look those up. Don't be afraid if you're someone who's just getting into spirituality and this is all scary to you a little bit. Go lightly. You don't have to dive right in, but I feel because you guys have the detective card, you're gonna dive right in. And people see you as someone who's gonna get to the bottom of stuff. So people may hesitate to lie to you because they just know you're gonna know the truth one way or another, whether you seek it out purposely or just intuitively know it. They're gonna be hesitant to lie to you, and then if they do lie to you, it's like they almost instantly know, shoot, they're on to me, is what I'm picking up. But with this giving and receiving card, let's get back to that. You are someone who's very giving, and I'm hearing that you need to learn to receive a little more, because the Libras do tend to dish out all those compliments, but it is hard for them to receive the compliments back. So just, I feel like in the future, because your legacy, this is over your whole lifetime. So if you're someone in your 20s, you probably have a lot of life left to live. So if this isn't quite resonating yet, this is going to be you in the future and the legacy you're leaving behind, when you're gone. So receiving, you're gonna finally come into that point where you start to receive better, and it's easier for you to receive from others, because when you give, you're opening your hands, you're giving someone something, you release it to them, that leaves your hands open to receive. See how that works? It's a reciprocation, it's a cycle. You have to be able to receive if you're going to be able to give more, if that makes any sense. So, and I think you guys will eventually conquer that, and people will see you as very giving and very receiving. Then we have the leadership card. Archangel Gabriel says it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So people do already see you as a leader. Even if you're 16 years old, people already see you as a leader or someone who's going to do great things in leading other people to do what's right. Because you guys are here to destroy what's not serving the world, and that's pretty much everything that's going on right now. The government isn't serving the people, the government is serving itself, or corporations. Sometimes the school systems aren't really serving each individual student's needs, and it's not the teacher's fault. It's just the systems that are put in place. Say like the medical industry, it's serving, there's no money to be made in cures. There's only money to be made in future customers and patients, and it's all connected, and it's all interwoven into just this great grid of just corruption and destruction. But you guys are here to switch that and turn that around and spread truth and be those detectives and dig up the real truth to share it with other people so that they can make better informed decisions for their lives. You are those leaders. So I think that's all I'm seeing for your group. So you will have to let me know below if this resonated. Are you already that idealist, someone who is living that truth or discovering that truth, living that truth, sharing that truth to others to help destroy the toxic systems that are in place? Or are you just now discovering this about yourself? And you will have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, let's go ahead and get some dirt on how you will be perceived by others when you are gone, or the legacy that you are leaving behind. Let's see what we get. All right, so let's go ahead and start right up here with this 10th house card. And the 10th house is all about your reputation. This is your career, your responsibilities in the world, the achievements that you're going after, your competence, your fame, notoriety, standing out, authority figures, legacy. The natural 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. So all those Capricorn things, even the military can be seen through Capricorn, or some sort of general or something in the military. But this is all about purpose and the pinnacle of what we can reach as humans. And also, this sometimes does rule the patriarchy or the patriarchal empire or corporate whatever. But I'm not reading this as the fact that you guys are corporate people. Maybe in the past you have been, or you are right now, but you're headed to a more spiritual place, or on a more spiritual level. And that's how people are going to see you, as someone who, 7s represent that very spiritual number. So you yourself may be a life path 7, or any kind of 7 in your numerology chart. But spirituality is going to be a huge thing for you. And again, if you're just now getting into spirituality, you might have a lot of life left to live. So whether you're 40 watching this, 20 watching this, or 80 years old watching this, if there is an 80-year-old watching this, you'll have to let me know below, because I just want to say hi. Because in the statistics, I don't see anyone that age watching my videos. But if you are, hey, hi, hello. But 7s are that very spiritual number. So you may be a very spiritual person just in your numerology, but spirituality is going to leak into anything you do. So whether you are working corporate, whether you're working retail or in the food service industry or as a lawyer, whatever it is you're doing, you have this spiritual undertone or spiritual base for the way you operate in the world, and people really love that about you. That's how you're going to be known, as someone who brought that spiritual level into the mundane 3D world, and that's a very beautiful thing. So then we have the yoga card. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercise. So you may be someone who's very physically fit or loves to exercise. Maybe you are yourself a yoga instructor. My dog is down there coughing or something. You're someone people see as very even graceful. Was that group number 1? I can't remember, but one of these groups was very graceful, and you're going to be seen as very graceful as well. So you may even have your own yoga studio or some sort of gym, or maybe you are a personal trainer or even a life coach. I know that really isn't having to do with yoga, but I'm just seeing that for some of you as well. Then we have the school card. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So maybe you went to school for something and now you're doing the job of the thing you went to school for, or you're just someone who loves to learn and you're always reading about this subject or that subject, and then you're implementing that into your life, but people see you almost as that teacher for them or that mentor for them. So when they think of you, they think of learning and knowledge, and you're just this wealth of knowledge. Then with this visionary card, it says the light attributes are capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So you are my psychics, my mediums, you guys have very group number 1 vibes in a way as well. So you might want to watch that. It almost feels to me like people select a group number 1 and then another pile, because there is a lot of energy in both groups 1, 2, and 3 that are pointing back to group number 1. So there may be additional fun messages in group number 1 for you if you want to check that out. But people see you as someone who even just has these premonitions or just knows things. They see you as very intuitive, very spiritually connected to that higher part of yourself. Because you also have the claircognizance card with Archangel Uriel. Pay attention to the thoughts and ideas that come to you, as they are answered prayers. People see you as someone who just knows the truth. Claircognizance is that clear knowing. Sorry about that, my face camera battery died, so let's go back to what we were saying. So with the claircognizance card, people just see you almost as this, I won't say prophet, because I think that word has a lot of negative connotations, but you're someone they go to because you just know. You're so tapped into that spiritual side, and you just know things that other people don't know, and by you helping people and you talk these things out with people, then they can go within and find that out for themselves. So you're almost like this catalyst that helps awaken other people. And you don't have to be preaching about spirituality or anything like that. Just you being around someone, your high vibration is going to rub off on them and help them awaken. So any kind of project that you do or the work that you do, that is putting that code for awakening into everything you do. Even food that you prepare is going to help people evolve spiritually. I know that sounds weird, but when we prepare food, we are putting our intentions into that. You know how they say made with love? You know, your grandmother's cooking, your mother's cooking is like the best on the planet for many of us because it was made with love. So I see you guys like preparing food. So maybe you guys are also really good cooks, because that did pop up for me. Or you love to bake and people just remember that or know that you're really good in the kitchen. So then we have the servant card, and it says the light attribute, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So they are bringing a bowl of food. Didn't see that till just now. I should probably really look and examine these cards before it's almost like I have tunnel vision to one card before I really see the whole picture of the cards. So I do apologize for that. But yes, so you are serving others. You are wanting to serve others. So maybe your job is you serving other people, whether that's food or just helping people with problems, maybe like customer service even. I'm seeing like people come to you because they have a problem and you're serving them a solution. Even if you have your own business, you are filling a need that people have. So even if you're doing something similar to what I'm doing here, you're filling a need that people have for information. So maybe that information they go to you for is because you're doing something similar to what I'm doing here, and that does tie in with that spirituality as well. So if any of you guys here are tarot readers or pick a card channels, let me know below so we can all see your channel as well. That would be really fun. But then with this 3 card, the solar plexus chakra, people see you, whether you see yourself as this or not, people see you as someone who's very confident in the way that you operate in the world. And I do feel like for many of you, maybe you kind of bumbled through your earlier years, not really sure where you fit in and everything. But by the time you kind of reach your 30s, 40s, older than that, you really get this sureness in yourself and this really secure footing in what it is you're here to do. And it's kind of almost to the point where you don't care what other people think of you or how people perceive you, but people will start in response to that, people will start receiving you and seeing you as someone who's a really big, beautiful light in this world. And it's almost like the drama, once you reach this point, the drama will just kind of fall away if there has been any drama in your life or people I see you working with negative females, or females that were just really nitpicky with the way that you did work, especially if the person is above you, like a boss or something. They really nitpicked what you did, because I feel mostly that they were just jealous of you. And now that once you get a little older and you can kind of see that bigger picture of how life has been, you'll understand that wasn't because you did anything wrong. It was because these people just envied you in some way, or saw this light within you that they were jealous they didn't have such a bright light as you. So if that's been your case, and it still maybe even is your case, just know that there's hope that you will kind of get beyond that and get past that and not have to deal with that anymore at some point coming up in your life. But then we have the prosperity card. Your actions have resulted in incoming abundance. So people are going to see you as someone who is very abundant. So whatever it is you're doing as your career, or whatever you've gone to school for, whatever it is you're doing, it's going to create a lot of financial abundance and wealth in your life. And even if you're someone who gives everything away and like travels around in an RV, and that is like your idea of the perfect life, even if you don't own anything and that's your life, people see you as someone who's very lucky and prosperous, because not everyone can just sell all their belongings or give away all their belongings and just go do something like that. So maybe that is kind of a life that you're hoping to live someday, is just to travel around, or people see you also as very prosperous just in being happy with what you have. Because there are people who are poor and like the happiest people on the planet, and because of that vibration that they're having, they look very rich to people outside of their, you would meet them and think, oh, they're like the richest person ever because look how happy and light and fun they are. But then there can be rich people with lots of money who come off like they don't have anything because they don't appreciate it. It's kind of a flip side of the coin. But people do see you as someone who's very prosperous, both financially and both in happiness, and just the way you are in the world. You're just very bright, and even bubbly is a word that keeps coming up for me. So I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys, but you will have to let me know below if this resonated and what it is you are doing out in the world. I love to hear from you guys and how things resonate for you. It always brings a little bit of joy to my heart when you really resonate with the readings that you're receiving from me. Thanks again, you guys, so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things, and I really truly do hope to see you back at the Jen Creative. Alright, bye! Alright, group number 4, let's go ahead and dig into what people will remember you for, or what you will be known for, or whatever it is that your legacy will be. Okay, so let's go ahead and start right up here with this Scorpio card. It says the animal. And it's funny because anytime I draw this card or see this card, this person here on the card totally reminds me of Jeffree Star. I don't know if you know who he is, but right now he is actually going through some trauma or some drama, however you want to look at it. But this Scorpio card is all about transformations. Snakes here on the card, they're about healing, and not just healing on that internal, or not just healing on that surface level, but healing all the way deep down where all the trauma is. So this is that transformation, that death and rebirth, and death doesn't have to be literal, and in your case it probably won't be, but this is that very passionate and almost obsessive nature at times. But you guys are people who want to get to the bottom of things, and I think it was group number 2 that had that 8th house energy real strong in their reading as well. But 8th house can be known as someone who's very sexual, very intimate, primal, lusty, just deep, going way deep, way below the surface to the depths of who someone is. And people see you as someone who, even if you don't work in any kind of sexual industry or anything, people see you as almost a sexual icon, or what I'm seeing is like Marilyn Monroe. Like even if she didn't want to be that sexy icon, she just was. She just is. She just exuded beautiful, sexy lady. So people may see you as that. Whether you work in porn or you work retail somewhere, it doesn't matter. People just get a very sexy vibe from you. And it may also have to do with Pluto, wherever Pluto is located in your chart. Maybe if Pluto is on your ascendant, People will just be really physically, sexually, and magnetically attracted to you, but in another way. This could just be people are really attracted to your energy because you're not afraid to go deep with them and have those really deep, intimate conversations about the things people don't want to talk about. Like, are there aliens? Is this world ruled by the Illuminati or some sort of powerful force that we don't know about? You're willing to take the, hey, wonder what the weather's going to be like tomorrow conversations way down. Like, small talk is not a thing you want to do. You are that person who wants to dive deep. You want to get to know the soul of somebody, and people at times may be kind of taken aback by that because that's intense for your average Joe who's just skating by on surface level conversations, surface level meaning in life. You're not that person. You're that person who's going to dive deep into someone's psyche. So you can almost just look at someone you've never met, like standing in line at a grocery store, and almost read their soul. And sometimes they almost get kind of scared by that, or taken aback by that, or even intrigued and maybe even sexually attracted to you because of that. So it kind of runs the gamut. So you'll have to kind of gauge that for past experiences you've had. But in the future, just overall, you're going to be remembered as someone who was not afraid to dive deep into something. And then we have the Oracle cards. It says here you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So you may be someone who loves tarot and Oracle cards. You may be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And if you do have a channel here on YouTube, you should let us know below so we can check it out. I always love to find new readers. This is a very, very big and growing community, and I always like to find new people because some of the bigger channels, I don't really resonate with a lot of the bigger channels because I think their audience has grown to be so big that they are, doing readings for such a big audience that sometimes my interpretations of what they're telling me in their readings kind of get watered down just because there are so many people's energies that they're having to tap into. It's nothing that they're reading them wrong or doing anything wrong. They're amazing readers, but a lot of times those messages just kind of get bogged down because there are so many energies they're having to read and weed through to get the messages out. So especially if you're a smaller channel, let us know because I would love to check you out. So then we have the speaker card. It says your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So again, those two go really hand in hand. But if you're not someone who's doing YouTube or anything like that, maybe you just have a very melodic voice. Maybe you're a singer. Maybe you just have a really beautiful voice that really, I see you almost like hypnotizing people with your voice, or you have been told like you have a voice that could do ASMR, or you have a voice that I could just listen to and fall asleep. And not because you're boring, but just because you're very hypnotic or meditative is the two words that keep coming up for me. So maybe just the way that you speak, it just has like codes within that help people heal or help people evolve their consciousness to something higher. There's something magical about the way you speak, and people will remember you for the way you speak. And I do see for some of you, maybe you were in like speech and debate or something in school, or even maybe a lawyer where you're having to get up and present things. And even if you're someone who, like me, like public speaking used to be, like I would probably rather just walk around naked in front of like a big group of people than get up there and speak. Like it was like those two were like equal in like, hell no, that will never happen. But as I get older and more comfortable just on camera, I've noticed that in my day-to-day life that I'm more comfortable speaking with people than I was before. So putting yourself out there, I think, is going to be important for you guys. So whether you're introverted or extroverted, I feel like many of you guys are extroverts, but I do feel that there are a great many of introverts also watching this that you would much rather die than have to go do any kind of public speaking. And that doesn't mean you have to go do any kind of public speaking, but just speaking one-on-one with people or your groups of friends or people you know, you're going to benefit people. And they're going to remember what an eloquent and beautiful speaker you are. So then with this goddess card, it says the light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And I don't know why I keep going back to this Scorpio. It's just very sexual, very sensual. Just people just see you, and it's very, physical. It doesn't even have anything to do with spiritual just on the surface. But the reason they're interpreting you, especially if they don't have a very high consciousness or they're very stuck in the 3D way of living, they interpret that really deep spiritual soul part of yourself that you just exude. They interpret that as your physical attractiveness. Even if you don't think that I'm not really anything special, I don't dress like Marilyn Monroe or sexy in any way, I'm just rocking my sweats and my messy bun to the grocery store and people are checking me out, what's going on? They are seeing that deep part of yourself. Just, it's like you can't hide it because it's so big and such a big part of your life that it attracts people to you almost in a sexual way. It just keeps coming up. I don't know why, but then on the flip side of that, you may be someone who loves to dress a little sexier and wear a lot of makeup and, do crazy cool things with your hair, and that's fine too. I see it's about a 50-50 split where half of you are wondering why the heck you get all these weird people attracted to you, maybe even older men that it kind of creeps you out, that there's all these like dirty old men attracted to me. And then the other half of you are like, yeah, I know I'm sexy, I exude it, it's cool, it's no secret, it ain't no thing. So I feel like it's about 50-50, so you'll have to figure out which camp you're in, because I'm getting signals of both of those here in this reading. So wherever you fit on that spectrum, you're right at home. So then we have this 21 card, Embrace, and 2 + 1 is 3, that very creative number. You guys are someone who is very creative, but with this embrace energy here, you're taking what is, you're embracing what is, what materials you have in front of you. Say you only have a piece of paper, a pen, and a couple of markers. You're going to embrace the fact that that's all you have and still create a masterpiece with that. There's this heart with these like roots or veins coming out of it, like it's growing in the middle of you. Whatever materials or resources you have, you're gonna make not just the best of them, but you're gonna go so far beyond what anyone thought was possible with the small or limited resources you may start out with, that people are gonna remember you for that. Like, maybe you are someone who started out, maybe you had a childhood where you were living paycheck to paycheck with your family, or you lived in poverty, or you really overcame a lot of obstacles to get where you are, and that Pluto energy from that Scorpio card is still kind of singing with me for that, but people see you as someone who's really transformed from that caterpillar into that butterfly, and you just embrace what is. Like, if the world looks like it's gone to ish right now, you're somebody who's like, this is what's happening. Now what can we do to make this better? You're not like, oh gosh, doom and gloom, we're all gonna die, things are bad, we're victims. That's not you. You're like, yeah, it's an ish show right now. That's the hard and fast truth of what's going on in the world. It is an ish show. But you're not gonna be that victim that's just gonna accept that. You're gonna embrace the fact that that's what that is, and then you're gonna do something about it. You're not gonna be one of those people on Facebook, we should do this, the president should do that, this person should do this, they should stop doing this. You're not that person that's gonna get on your high horse and tell everyone what they should or shouldn't do. You're gonna just go out and do it. Or you're gonna go out and make change. You're gonna be that change that the world needs. So you are that transformation. You are that tower moment. You are ready to be that tower moment in even other people's lives. Maybe you've had a lot of hard relationships, love relationships, and that's really been actually for their own soul benefit. Is even if you felt like you were at fault in a lot of the things that had gone down in your past relationships, you signed up to do that for them. Or if a lot of bad things this person has done to you to transform you into who you are now, they signed that soul contract before you both incarnated to create this energy of transformation. So no one's pointing fingers and blaming. And I feel like you're that person who's just going to be like, yeah, I messed up in the past, or I've been victimized in the past, but you're not going to live in that victim mentality or that guilt of what you've done to people. You're going to say, yes, this happened. I embrace that happened. That was my life for X amount of years or however long. But this is what I did about it. This is what I did to change it. And that's what people are going to remember you for. They're not going to remember you as this perfect person, because nobody's perfect, but they're not going to see you as this perfect person, but they're going to see you as someone who's been through it and come out on the other side so far past what anyone ever thought was possible for you, because you got your ish together. You transformed. You didn't stay in that stuck energy. You didn't stay in that chrysalis. You evolved into that butterfly, and people are sometimes damn jealous of you because you could do that. And then other people are like inspired by you because you can do that. Then we have the Divine Order card. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past illusion and see that underlying order. That's you. That's what we've been talking about. You can see to the heart of what's really going on and realize that things aren't just happening because they're happening, or they're not happening because people are bad people. Things are happening because this has been like a snowball effect of horrible energy on this planet for millennia. You understand that. You're that person that understands that. And other people can see you. The legacy you're leaving behind is that you are someone within the divine order, sent here to make things the way they are supposed to be. And even though the past and the current situation of what's going on in the world looks absolutely disgusting and bad, from that more divine perspective, things are as they should be. But because we've been stuck in this tumultuous energy for so long, for so many millennia, it's now time to transform and change that energy. So it was fine for as long as it's been going, but now it's time to change, and that's why you're incarnated now, to change it. The Scorpio energy, you are here to change that, and people are going to remember you as someone who came in and changed things for the better. It may have looked ugly and messy while you're going through those changes, but once you came out on the other side of that, it's like, wow, how did they do that? Both in your own personal life and affecting change out in the world, whatever it is you're doing as a job or just how you operate in the world. People see you as someone who puts things in divine order, basically. Then we have the deserving card. You, like all of God's children, deserve happiness, health, and love. And once people can look past some of the things that you may have done in your past or feeling like they're jealous of you, once they can see past that, they realize you deserve every good thing that's come to you because you've had to fight for a lot. And a lot of people who don't know you, they don't realize that. They just see you, maybe if you're really shining and succeeding, they may see you as just having everything handed to you because they don't know that you struggled and scrapped and saved and did everything you could to get where you are. And even past lifetimes, I think a lot of past life stuff has come. So there's that K2 or South Node energy that's really followed you along with that Pluto energy into this life, and people from your past lives are coming back to help you transform, and you're helping them transform. But you are going to be seen as someone who deserves all the beautiful things they have in life because you've worked so hard and you've helped so many people to get there. Then with this 41 card, self-discipline. Yes, just what we've been talking about. You have used every bad thing that's happened, every good thing that's happened, and use that to cultivate this self-discipline within yourself to transform what isn't serving the world. Even if you're still someone who feels like you're not spiritually where you want to be, physically where you want to be, mentally, emotionally where you want to be, you're disciplined enough to get there. And remember, life is that journey. It's not a sprint. It's not a race. You are in each moment of your life putting your best foot forward. Even if you feel like you have failed in the past, you're willing to try again, or even to start over for some of you, to start over again. And that self-discipline is what's going to get you to the finish line of whatever it is you're wanting to accomplish in this lifetime. And people will see that self-discipline that you exude and want to emanate that. That is what they're so attracted to you with this Scorpio, with this transformational energy. And that 4 + 1 is 5. Lots of changes. You're someone, maybe you change your look a lot. Maybe you change where you live in locations a lot, or where you work a lot. You're just constantly evolving, changing, transforming your energy, your look, what you're doing, who you're with. You're always changing that, and people, are afraid of change as a whole. Most people are afraid of change, but you're someone who's teaching others that you don't have to be so afraid of change, because change is the only thing that is constant. And then with this Hermit energy here, we have the light attributes: seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. So yes, people do see you as that extrovert at times, but then they also see you as someone who needs that alone time, someone who is going to not just waste your alone time, just playing video games or scrolling social media. You're someone who's going to study. You're someone who's going to meditate. You're going to learn things about the world and then want to, with the speaker card, speak those things out. So people really are inspired by that. So yes, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys with the legacy that you're leaving behind, or what people will remember you for. And you will have to let me know below. I'm really intrigued by this group, especially because of this kind of more sexual goddess energy I'm seeing, and then this more, why are all these weirdos attracted to me? I'm kind of scared at times to leave my house because I like get this weird following of people. I just want to see where you fall on that spectrum. That was really interesting that came out. But as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye.